The thing is, starting a business can be very challenging. The anxieties. Now, a lot of times people say normally within the first 5 years, it's one of the most challenging time in a business. From your experience, what do you think is the most challenging time? What's the length of time you think, and what do you think contribute towards that?
As you said, you rightly said, the most difficult times are the first 5 years. Of course, you work until you get the first funds, which is very difficult. But a lot of startup, once they have received the first funds from a VC or from a business angel, they think now they are successful and they don't watch the cash flow. And this is very bad, and this is a reason why a lot of startups fail. Because if you get money, your journey continues, but on a different responsibility. It's a bit like you're at home in your family, and when you leave your family, of course you are free. It's like you're getting the funds, but you have also another responsibility. And so I think the first 4 or 5 years are very essential, and only after that you know whether you're really successful or not.
Yeah, that's so true. Okay, and so as far as being successful in what you do, can you give an example of a success story that you may have encountered?
Actually, before I started a GVI investment advisory, I worked for a company, a startup from another country, and the investors pushed them to scale very fast and only to watch the top line, the revenues. Something which you have seen until last year in this whole scene. So we see pushing startups grow fast, scale, you get a lot of money, look for the revenues, don't look at the profitability. We look at that later. But this caused a lot of problems. The company I was working for came to Germany. They bought a lot of contracts and market shares on the revenue side. They were significantly loss making. And then they hired me and a partner, and we went in, and our task was really to care for the bottom line, to make it profitable, and to expand even in the same pace. And this we did actually. We achieved it. We became market leader. We became the most profitable company in that domain. So that was really successful. And about 8 years later, that company that was successful over the 5 years was sold to a large investment company for over 2 billion euros. So that was really an excellent success story, which I, let's say, was responsible to be part of that one myself.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That sounds real nice. Yep. So obviously, as we mentioned earlier, you started with the banking, and you say you didn't like that too much. So,
No,
so
not
I'm thinking,
really.
right. So I'm thinking with the investment side of things, where did that come from? I mean, what, as you're speaking and I'm listening to you, I can tell the passion in the part of investment, trying to help startups and trying to advise people how to invest, and get a good return. But where did that come from? I mean, what how did you pivot into that direction?
Very interestingly, very often things from our past during our life suddenly connect. And very often we are not aware of this one. So, answering your question, it's very simple. It's the entrepreneurship I was raised at with my family business or my father's family business. On the
Hmm.
other hand, it was my banking or my, let's say, career as a CFO. So put it together, the entrepreneurship is the part where I support entrepreneurs because I have the experience, I have the expertise, and I have the passion. I love to work with them and to make them successful, to share my knowledge, to mentor them also. I'm a trained coach, certified business coach as well. So this is on the one hand, but as a CFO, I know about financing. So here comes the investor side on the other side, and I bring it both together. And this is actually what I'm doing. So it was maybe a coincidence unconsciously, but it had to culminate at this point in GVI investment advisory.